Hi, I'm Brian.
Hi, I'm Patrick.
And
I
I
love
hate
No Man's Sky.
No Man's Sky. Oh, No Man's Sky. You could have been so good. You could have been so good. I was so excited. I will let you know. I will let everybody know. I had No Man's Sky pre-ordered. The day it got announced, the day that I was able to pre-order that game, I was so excited. Rushed to GameStop. Boom. Let me put half down, not just $5. No, sir. I put $30 down on No Man's Sky because I was a baller.
Oh, man.
And I had $30 on me. And I was ready to put half my money into No Man's Sky. So, that E3 came and went.
Yeah.
Really excited. The next E3 came, and it still looks pretty good. They've taken away a little bit, but it looks pretty good. Let's wait for that release. Oh, no release date. Huh. That's weird. That really looked like it was almost done. Oh, well, that's all right. That's all right. The next E3 came. Cool. We got a release date. I'm excited. I'm paying it off. I'm good to go. I'm paying this game off. Done. I went to GameStop. I paid that game off.
So proud of yourself when you talk about this.
I was. I don't pay games off early.
I know you don't.
So, let's see, maybe a month before release, I want to say. The creator of the game came out and said, hey, so we had all these cool things planned and none of that's going to happen. We're not going to have multiplayer. You'll never be able to see anyone that ever playing online. You do have to be connected online, though. You do have to connect to our servers. You do need to be online. You do need to have PlayStation Plus. But no, you cannot play with your friends. I'm so sorry. So I immediately went to GameStop and said, nope, let's put that on a good game. Because this is going to suck. Fast forward maybe a month, 2 months. No Man's Sky came out. Guess what? It sucked. You didn't do anything but fly to 13 planets that all looked basically the same and had almost all the same stuff on them. And then you just got bored and quit. Nobody's ever beaten it, I don't think. I don't think anybody's ever seen the end. I think most people just give up after 10 minutes. I'm not too sure. That was my experience of, oh, I've been to 3 planets and they all look the same and nothing's different. Uninstall. That was a perfectly legally borrowed copy. Absolutely not pirated. Don't pirate your games. It's bad. Cat.
Kitty, go away.
All right, so I think I've sufficiently shit all over No Man's Sky. Your rebuttal, sir.
Look, if everyone was to just say that game was nothing that it was promised, to an extent, that's true. There's no Peter Molyneux. He's no Peter Molyneux.
Nobody is Peter Molyneux.
Yes.
If Peter Molyneux was watching this video, I promise that we spent $40 billion to make this the best looking video you've ever seen. 6 years from now in the future.
So, everybody hates No Man's Sky because it isn't what they wanted it to be. But, when you talk about that E3 trailer, in 2015, that game was, the game was advertised as a survival game. And, that wasn't pressed enough. People were just like, oh my god, we can fly to fucking space and, be, a fucking pirate group with our friends and fuck everybody up in our galaxy that's way too big to be true. People forget that, that galaxy is as big as they say it would. They had a really cool algorithm. You say that a lot of people, ran into worlds that were exactly the same. I didn't have that problem. I flew to all these worlds. They were different enough. There wasn't that much to do, but, the mining aspect of it was actually interesting to me. I actually was caught off guard with how, the survival aspect of the game was actually not that bad. I enjoyed that part of it. Now, the space parts, there was nothing like flying in light speed in space. It could have been better. I'm not saying this game's great. This game's not as bad as people should shit on it for. People are just butthurt because it's not what they wanted. But on its core, if you took this game as a core of just, you took the title off it and you're just let's play this space exploration game. It's fine. If it's an indie game, it's great. Too bad that Sony's the one who fucked this game up, not the developers. Now, I will not defend the developers' actions afterwards, because that dude fucking shat the bed so hard. I'm gonna disappear from the face of the earth after taking all of your money.
Yep.
I promise you, if this game was a $30 game at launch, nobody would have a problem with it.
I'd have bought it at $40.
Yeah,
I paid $40 for No Man's Sky and been perfectly happy.
This game is not as bad as people say it is. I feel like the mining mechanics they work just fine. I feel like building your spaceship was really cool. My biggest problem with the game was that it didn't really tell you what to do. And like the multiplayer aspect of it, yeah, they said I want to find a quote that they said that, like, yeah, you and your crew can run around and do whatever you want. I don't actually remember them saying that. I just said, like, the idea was there, then we might put it in. And, like, when they've updated the game recently, they've added, like, vehicles, and they've added other aspects of the game. Like, it's not that bad. And, like, I'm tired of the game getting so much shit because it's not what people wanted, and now it just has this reputation of being a really shitty game. And I'm not saying it's any great game, but the game doesn't deserve that. Like, the game did fine. If you want to blame anybody for that game, it's Sony and their marketing campaign. But that game's fine. That game's a fun game.
I agree, 100%. The problem is, it's Peter Molyneux problem. When you promise me all these features, and then you don't give them to me, I'm gonna be pissed.
What about him? What did he promise at E3 that didn't happen? You're gonna go to these planets, and sometimes you'll run into this stuff that will try to kill you, or you'll fly to this planet, and there's this environment and this spaceship. Like, there's still really cool environments in that game. What was not promised? The multiplayer, which was like loosely promised. The way that you couldn't actually interact with other people on the planet.
I will say my biggest disappointment in that game is the diversity.
In what way?
Of the planets. Every planet, yeah, they're a little bit different. This one's blue, that one was purple, this one was orange. But every creature that you run into is basically just a reskinned other creature that you just saw on Planet 7.
What do you expect? They can't design, like...
Right, but that's fine. But tell me that. Because you told me you've got 13 trillion planets that are all insanely diverse that will take literally trillions of years for everyone to visit all of them. I don't disagree. Maybe they did create it.
It's an algorithm that they probably had enough, and that's the number that they came out to. So technically it wasn't wrong. It just wasn't diverse enough.
Exactly. So don't promise me that it's going to look different, that every planet's going to be its own unique place. I don't even expect every planet. That's expecting a lot. But when I go to 13 planets, and they're all the fucking same, just different colors, disappointed. And I'll use the Xbox as an example. When they launched the Xbox One, this is all it takes for no one to buy your product. One false statement. One shitty statement. When what's his name came out and said, we have an Xbox console for people who don't want to play online. It's called the Xbox 360.
Yeah.
You just pissed off your entire fan base. Congrats. When you walk out on stage and go, group with your friends, go to 13 billion different planets that are all diverse, that's all it all it took was one of those things to be completely untrue. And I agree, it's unfair. It's not the shittiest game I've ever played. I've played Ride to Hell Retribution. I've played Naughty Bear. Ride to Hell Retribution is fucking incredible, despite being shitty, but that's a different video.
Yes.
So, that's all it takes. All it took for fucking For Honor was for Ubisoft to try to charge $800 for all the DLC. One little fuck up. That's tiny. That's nothing. One little fuck up is all it takes for your entire game. You know how many players they've lost?
How many?
95% of their Steam player base is gone.
Well, I personally think that also just comes from the fact that the game's kind of shitty, in my opinion.
I
had
so much fun with For Honor until they started doing microtransactions.
We should do that later.
It's a different video.
Yeah.
But No Man's Sky, they fucked themselves by letting Sony say all the things that they said. I don't believe that Sony just went out on their own and were like, this is what this game's going to be. There's no way that Sony could have just made all of that up. Because there was a lawsuit for false advertising. So you can't just promise a bunch of shit and then not deliver. How Peter Molyneux has never been sued, I don't fucking know.
I wish I could, because I fucking hate Fable so much.
Different video.
Different video. I fucking hate Fable.
Different video. But, yeah, that's all it takes. One small little thing can go wrong, and your entire game's fucked. Even if it's not shit.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I think the community rightfully deserves to not like that game. I feel like labeling is one of the worst games ever. I feel like shitting on every single aspect of the game to say that there's no good redeeming qualities, I think that's unfair, and I think the game is fine. if you took all that bullshit out of it. That's like the background bullshit of like companies not knowing what they're trying to do, but they want to make money, and they unfortunately did. It just happened to that they fucking ruined that company as well.
Yep. And I will say, even the new update is apparently incredible.
Yeah,
like
it's really good.
I do have one other friend who still plays it.
I mean,
I work with.
To be clear, I don't fucking play it anymore, but I will defend that game that it's not as bad.
He loves it with the new like the base building update and all this other stuff.
Yeah,
he really loves that game, and I'm like, you know what? That actually does sound really fun. But I'm not buying.
But the damage has already been done.
It's already done. I've already seen it. I've already tried it. I have no interest in going back into that game. So, agree to disagree.
Oh my god, these are so good!